Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley reveals dad's prison shutting down. Savannah Chrisley has revealed that the prison her dad is in is shutting down. However, she is not going to stop talking about the corruption going on inside of the prison. Savannah has made it clear what her intentions are. Keep reading to find out more about this and what Savannah has to say. Chrisley's hope Donald Trump pardons them. Savannah Chrisley has been very open about who she voted for during the presidential election. Savannah and her family have supported Donald Trump through it all. However, they think their support is going to get Todd and Julie Chrisley pardoned from prison. Fans think this is a delusional way of thinking. However, no one will know until he starts his term. Savannah has been fighting for her parents' release since the day they were arrested. It does not seem to be going well for them, especially since Julie did not get any time taken off of her sentence at her resentencing hearing. Savannah Chrisley reveals father's prison shuts down. Savannah Chrisley has revealed that the prison her father is in is shutting down. This is what was said when it was announced. However, Savannah has spoken on the issue. She expressed her concerns about the abuse that has gone on there. She also talked about how she wants people held accountable before addressing where her father will go. Fans do not think there is any way he will be coming home. However, Savannah said she was going to have more details about the work she is doing with senators on her podcast. It is unknown what is going to happen to Todd Chrisley and where he will go after this. It seems that Savannah has no idea where her father will be going after the prison fully shuts down. However, she is hoping he gets to come home. Fans do not see this happening because he has not even served half of his sentence yet. Regardless, Savannah is going to continue to fight for their release until it happens. What do you think about the prison shutting down? In a twist that sounds like it was pulled straight out of a dramatic season finale, Savannah Chrisley has just dropped a bombshell. The prison where her father, Todd Chrisley, was serving his sentence is officially shutting down. And if you thought the Chrisley family saga couldn't get any more surreal, buckle up. Speaking candidly during a recent episode of her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, the 26-year-old reality star opened up with an emotion-filled voice. It's true. The prison is shutting down. It almost feels like the universe is trying to say something, like, okay, this chapter is done. Time to move on. Fans were stunned. After months of public fights, court appeals, and an unexpected Trump pardon that recently rocked headlines, the idea that the very facility Todd once called home would be closing its doors has people wondering, is this divine justice, coincidence, or something more orchestrated behind the scenes? A full circle moment. Todd Chrisley had been serving his time at federal prison camp Pensacola in Florida before being released early following the controversial pardon issued by former President Donald Trump. The family's legal battle had gripped national headlines for years. Fraud, tax evasion, courtroom tears, and a fall from their TV royalty pedestal. And now, Dad isn't even cold out of the cell, Savannah joked darkly, and they're already turning off the lights. She clarified that while no inmates remain in the facility, the closure was something officials had apparently been planning for months, citing operational costs and federal restructuring. But to Savannah, and many others, this timing feels poetic. I just walked out of a building the other day and someone said, "Aren't you the girl whose dad's prison is literally shutting down?" And I just laughed. Because what else can you do, she said. From cell block to symbolism. For Savannah, the closure represents more than a news headline. It's symbolic. In her words, this is the universe's mic drop. The Chrisley family, long known for their pristine image, Bible quotes, and sharply ironed polo shirts, had a brand built on perfection. But the facade cracked when their legal troubles exploded into public view, revealing a far more complex picture behind the Southern charm. When my dad walked into that prison, something in all of us shattered. But now that it's shutting down, it's like we're allowed to pick up those pieces without shame, Savannah shared. It doesn't erase what happened, but it kind of clears the stage. As expected, the internet is ablaze with speculation. TikTok and Reddit users are already crafting theories suggesting everything from government retaliation to divine karma. One user commented, "Todd Chrisley gets released, and now the prison collapses?" Savannah might be right. This is giving serious main character energy. Another quipped, "That prison couldn't contain the drama. It had no choice but to shut down." And perhaps most notably, former inmates and staff members of the facility have chimed in online, sharing eerie details about dwindling supplies, canceled facility repairs, and unusual silence in the months leading up to the closure. There was a weird vibe, one anonymous former employee posted. Like we all knew something was coming. Then one day, boom, they tell us to pack up. What's next for Todd? Savannah was careful to clarify that this news doesn't mean her father's record has vanished into thin air. Dad served real time. He paid a price, even if it wasn't as long as originally planned. But just because the prison's gone doesn't mean the consequences disappear. "We're still rebuilding," she said, adding that Todd is now focusing on advocacy work and planning a new podcast to tell his side of the story. Savannah teased, "Let's just say he's got stories that could burn the roof off reality TV. And yes, some of it involves that prison." Julie's reaction. Unbelievable. Julie Chrisley, currently serving her own sentence at a separate federal facility, reportedly found out about the shutdown through a letter from Savannah. She wrote back saying, Of course this would happen. Only your father could out-drama the justice system." Savannah laughed. Though Julie is still behind bars, Savannah hinted that the family's legal team is re-examining some details of her case in light of recent political shifts. Whether that leads to a second surprise release remains to be seen. Fans react with mixed emotions. The news of the prison shutting down has stirred intense emotions in the Chrisley fanbase. Some view it as a full-circle redemption arc. Others are more skeptical. "Let's not forget people lost jobs," one critic tweeted. "A lot of correctional officers and staff had nothing to do with Todd Chrisley or celebrity nonsense, and now they're out of work." But for the Chrisleys, the moment feels almost cinematic. "I'm not saying my dad is a hero," Savannah concluded, "but I am saying this feels like something out of a movie, and maybe, just maybe, it's time to write a new script." A bittersweet goodbye. Savannah admits she may visit the now shuttered facility once more, just for closure. Not to celebrate, she said, but to stand there and feel the air of what was once a nightmare and realize it's over. With the prison gates swinging shut behind them and a strange kind of justice echoing in the air, the Chrisley family is preparing for their next act, one they hope doesn't involve courtrooms or cold metal beds. As for the building itself, let them turn it into a museum, Savannah joked. Put up a plaque. Here once lived the man who smiled through it all, and somehow walked out before the place could fall down around him.